Hello, Internet Nation. Boo. Alex and Ashley here. And today I have a very strange argument to make. Or I guess maybe it doesn't seem too strange, but I feel like there's a case for why certain people should have pets. Why my stickers are coming off. Why suicidal people should have pets and why certain parents should get their kids pets. For one, it teaches responsibility and all that stuff. But for two, like, if you're a bad parent who doesn't spend any time with their kid and is noticing, if you're a bad parent who doesn't spend any time with your kid, you probably also aren't going to notice that your kid is depressed. But, asking for a pet is usually one of those things that a depressed kid, every kid does, but, depressed kids will usually kind of, push for it. And I feel that it's something everyone should have, especially people dealing with loneliness. So for my example, I probably wouldn't still be here if it wasn't for Cthulhu. I've had her for 5 years now. She's about to be 5 this month. And she's laying in my lap and her little face is in my hand. It's really humorous the way her face is in my hand. But it's been 5 years, and I probably would not still be here if it wasn't for the fact that, I made that promise to her that I was never going to give up on her, or get rid of her, or rehome her, or, make her somebody else's responsibility, because she's my child, and you don't just leave your children, And, when you don't have anybody, sometimes you need that, because, there wouldn't be something there to stop me a lot of the times, because then it's I can't just leave Cthulhu, and you don't have that with your friends, because these are the same people who you're just hey, I'm kind of thinking about killing myself, could you come over and spend some time with me so I don't feel so alone and so I don't kill myself. And then they'd be all yeah, well, I'm kind of busy right now hanging out with this other person. And then you're just it's always that, too. It's never hey, I'm busy, I'm at work, I can't. It's always, nah, I'm busy hanging out with this other person. Or at least that's just one person specifically. They're always busy with somebody else. And it's never I'm going to come after because I don't want you to kill yourself, even though it's still bad friendship territory. It's not they're hey, I'm at work, or being on a date with your significant other isn't really more important than your friend's life either, because if your significant other is if you leave right now to go be with your friend who's about to kill themselves, either your significant other is very insecure and they probably should not be with a person because of their intense insecurity, where they're I'd rather your friend kill themselves than you leave this date because that's how insecure I am. But that's a whole other topic. But there isn't really a reason, an excuse. If somebody that you claim you love calls you and is I'm gonna kill myself and I need somebody, there isn't really a reason. If you can go, you should go, but we don't always have that. Everybody doesn't always have that. I've never had that. I've had lots of people who say they love me, but nobody that showed it. Ironically, my bro has been showing it more, but that still kind of sucks because he can't hold me and whatnot because he stayed damp and smelly. But maybe after he works on that, and then he doesn't have to bother every fiber of my germophobia. What is it, my potato? Yeah, you're sleepy. I just want to poke you in the gums. But if it wasn't for Cthulhu, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for that promise I made to her and the fact that I can't give up on this weasel because I said forever. And forever means forever. And then maybe if somebody is a douche that can't keep promises, but I never stopped being a child and nobody taught me how to be an asshole. Yeah, my snack bag. I mean, they didn't directly teach me how to be an asshole, but they taught me how to be an asshole through apathy. And now I am one of the most apathetic motherfuckers you could ever meet. But, like, you have to show me that you're a piece of shit and that I don't give a fuck about you. But otherwise, it's like, oh my god, are you poor baby? Do you want to talk about it? Do you need to, like, do you want to heal? Do you want to heal together? Do you want to, like, chant session? We could, like, cry it out. Whatever you need, I am here for. But if you're like, you're an apathetic asshole and you're not trying to, like, better yourself, then, like, I could watch you get hit by a car and then just be like, better off for the world. One less asshole to ruin everything. Are you running from me? She's running because she knows she's an asshole. And she's like, yeah, I'm not a good person, so I'm just gonna leave. But it's okay, because this is my child. And I raised her as an asshole. And she's a sweetie. Yeah, you just want to get into my snacks, don't you? But you can't have my people's snacks. No, maybe if there was, like, raw meat in there, then you could have some of that. But you can't have any of my people's snacks, because then you'll get ferret AIDS and die. I mean, ferret cancer. Ferrets are very prone to cancer. A ferret is a wonderful pet for individuals who need to learn responsibility. But, like, you actually have to, like, learn that responsibility. Because, like, I remember when I first got her and she, like, pooped in all 4 corners of my room and then some, because I just was not cleaning it up fast enough. That's when you really learn how to be responsible, because they will poop everywhere and they will eat all the food that you give them that is not meat, and you have to, like, train them. They also tend to nip, but, like, Cthulhu grew out of that. I don't know if weasels usually grow out of that, but sometimes they do. But this isn't an argument for just getting ferrets. This is an argument for pets in general. I mean, like, even if your pet is a human, that's between you and your pet. Pet is subjective, because this is not a pet. This is my child. I made this with my vagina and the spiritual essence of an ex-boyfriend who knows he is the father. So she's squinting at me because I won't let her get into my snacks or leave her alone. And so you can only go this way. Nope, stop looking that way. You can only go that way. But yeah, pet is subjective. So if you want to get a human, that's between you and them. Just know that humans are not usually... I mean, if you get a human... I mean, don't stand in front of the heater then. I mean, if you get a human pet, they might not be as, like, honest as an actual animal. But, you know, if it's a slave, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna make a video about that, because I was having a conversation with my producer last time we were hanging about how his expectations for a slave, I mean, they're not unrealistic, but in this very toxic community of BDSM, where people don't realize that there is a difference between being a slave and being a sub, and what both of those means. See, I'm gonna make a video on that later. Right now, I'm just saying, I'm not making, like, any solid points. I'm just letting you know where I'm coming from. But I personally feel like if you're suicidal, you should get a pet. Because, for one, like, Cthulhu sucks. Cthulhu sucks as, like, emotional comfort. Like, you can sit there and you can hold her, and you can hold her until she gets annoyed, and she's not going to attack you or anything. I mean, she bit me once or twice, but she wasn't biting me. She was trying to bite a dog who was trying to, like, paw at her. He just wanted to play, but, like, you know, dogs are, like, this big, and she's, like, this big, you know, so I would feel threatened, too, if you're just like, I was like, boy! So she bit me, and that sent pain from, like, here to here. It was the worst bite I've ever received. And that was from my own weasel, but that was the only time I've ever experienced a weasel bite, excluding, like, earlier in her life when she was just, like, nipping. But that was just a form of play. And if you don't want them to bite you, then don't use your hands to play with your nipping animal until they learn to not nip. Now she'll just, like, as you saw earlier in the video when she was yawning, and then, like, leaned her face towards my finger so she could, real quick. I don't know why she does that. Maybe she likes it. Maybe she's used to when she was younger and I was younger and I was an asshole and I would not resist the urge to poke her in the mouth when she yawned, and then she would just nom on my finger. But it's better than nothing. Like, she's not the most cuddly. She's not really likely to like climb into bed with me. She might climb into bed with me sometimes and then just like snuggle next to me, but she's not gonna like snuggle up to me. But like, get a dog. If you need something that's gonna like teach you responsibility and get you out the house and like be your companion by your side, get a dog, because a dog will not leave you the fuck alone. On top of like having to take them outside and clean up after them and take care of them, on top of all of that, and like actually like counteracting your depression, because now you have to go for a walk. Now you have to go outside because you have to take your dog outside. Only irresponsible dog owners don't take their dogs for walks. I'm looking at you. You know who you are. You know who you are, relying on pee pads all day. You gotta take that animal for a walk, especially if it's one of those animals that needs to be exercised, like a border collie or a fucking husky. You can't be having a husky on no half-hour walks. They need to go outside for at least an hour. They need a run. They don't need a walk. They need to go for a run. Now take your husky for a fucking run, and swear to God, let it go outside in the snow, and do not have a fucking husky in the city, because in the middle of the summer, they just gonna suffer. Anyway, I digress. Do what you want as long as you're like taking care of your animal and like rearranging your whole life to fit their needs. That's another thing. I mean, that's another reason why having an animal is good when you have depression and you're suicidal. Because then it's not about you anymore. And it's like you can't like focus on your sadness when you have to make your whole life about another creature, Like, I can't just kill myself, because then it's like, okay, Cthulhu's gonna be alone for who knows how long. Nobody ever like checks up on me, so if I just disappear randomly one day, she could possibly be in my room and starve to death. Get into God knows what, trying to like find food, eat God knows what, and then die a terrible death. And I don't want her to starve to death, so I gotta like find somebody to take her, and then like arrange for them to come pick her up after I'm dead, or like arrange to like give them to her without letting them know what the fuck is about to go on top of like trusting that person to take care of your animal. And that's a whole lot of work, plus it's really hard to like get people to take care of your animal when they know that your intention is to kill yourself. So it just kind of like puts you in a loophole. And like the bigger the animal, the more complex it is to find somebody to just take your animal. I mean, you could like be a dick about it and just like not give a fuck, but I highly doubt anybody who's out there trying to like kill themselves is gonna not give a fuck about what happens to their animal. Or you could just like, off yourself in the same room and then offer your body to your animal if they're carnivorous, so that they could survive until somebody decides to give a fuck about you. But I've always found that having her around made me less likely to act on anything. And then it's like, I don't know, because even like the moments where, like, I mean, every experience is going to be different. Like, Cthulhu isn't the snuggly type, but she'll let me snuggle her, and sometimes, like, she'll lay on me and we'll just, like, chill and cuddle, and those moments are nice, because other than that, like, I wouldn't get any interaction with people. I can't remember the last time. I mean, like, my bro held me for a while, but I didn't really enjoy that, because he smells weird, and he's damp. He was damp and cold, and I found that very confusing, and I'm very sensitive to, like, smell and stuff, so I prefer my humans to just smell like humans, not like vinegar, So, I'm installing this program, so maybe I can have one of those cute VTuber avatars. Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, you could just like install the thing and then just open the program. You're doing a lot, and I can't read what you're doing. I see. So anyway, I guess that's kind of it, because you should get a pet if you're sad, because it's better than being alone. you know, like, I can't have a dog right now because I'm not responsible enough. I can't handle the responsibility of walking a dog every day. Or, like, unless I'm being paid for it. Or, like, even days like this where it's snowy as shit outside and then you know you're going to be bringing a wet dog back into your house. I'd probably have to sacrifice this space for the dog because then you will either have to clean their paws every time you come back inside or accept the fact that you're going to have wet, dirty paws on your bed all the time, which I guess is a norm for most people. But I don't know, man. Just let this be your excuse for why you go out and you buy an animal, even if it's like a tiny little hedgehog or like a fish if you're into that. Just fucking something so you're not alone anymore. You know, something so that you have that thing in the back of your head, that you have like something to keep you occupied. That's like, oh, I need to get out of bed right now because I need to go replace the food in my animal's food, or because I need to go for a walk. It's better than just like being by yourself, not interacting with anybody, not talking to anybody but yourself, not like having anyone to turn to, not having any responsibilities or any reason to get out of bed in the morning. At least then you would have something to snuggle in bed with, you know? But that was just random ramblings. I just felt like making a video on why everybody should have a pet, or why suicidal people should have pets, because people kind of like put too much emphasis on like, oh, there's something wrong with people who are suicidal, instead of just like focusing on the fact it's like, okay, so I'm suicidal, what now? Like, what do you do now? Okay, you're suicidal, so now what? And everybody just wants to make you feel like there's something wrong with you when there isn't something wrong with you. There's something wrong with the people telling you that you're selfish for wanting to commit suicide, when it's like, how was that person selfish when they spent so much time reaching out and trying to like make things better, asking people for help, and then people don't want to give them help? Like, no, they are not selfish for fucking committing suicide. You're selfish for being a dick when this person came to you sad and in need of help, and instead of like being honest with them, you decided to continue lying to them, talking about, oh, I love you, I care about you, I just don't want to make time for you right now or fucking ever. And then when they finally get tired of it and kill themselves, oh, you're so selfish, you should have just held on for what? So people could keep abusing you? So people could keep ignoring you? The fuck? Like, what is wrong with our society? But anyway, if you need somebody to talk to, know that my inbox is open. I'm not going to send you to a suicide hotline because I'm not a fucking sadist who likes to watch people get hurt by sending them to a suicide hotline so the fucking hotline can have them on hold for fucking ever before they hang up on them. Like, fuck that. And fuck people who say you should go talk to a suicide hotline. I know people can't like take responsibility for anybody else because people seem to hate taking responsibility for anybody else, let alone each other, let alone themselves. But you know, my circle is very small. I have a lot of acquaintances, but not really any friends, excluding like the people in Discord, but they're not like IRL friends. So be my friend, I guess. Anyway, know that you are loved by this guy and this bottle of OxyClean, which isn't, well, I mean, all the other objects I use is inanimate, but that one doesn't have a face. So I guess by Hanako? By Hanako-kun. And this guy. Thank you for watching, and let's talk pet names in the comments. Yeah? Are you like, did this video convince you that it's time for you to get a pet because you're just so fucking tired of being alone? There's nothing wrong with being sad, by the way. There's nothing wrong with being depressed. This world fucking sucks ass, and society was made for white people. Those fucking savages who call us savages, even though they're the ones that spread disease throughout the entire world. Irony, right? Going out to discover places that were already discovered, the fucking retards. I swear to God. So, you know, if you want to, like, talk about your mental health, I'm here. I ain't doing anything else, but just, you know, let me know that that's what you want to talk about. Otherwise, I'm probably going to assume you ain't going to say jack shit and just, like, ignore the message. Which I know sounds a little fucked up, but people love starting conversations with, hi, how you doing? Cool. Well, my reason for talking to you is this. Just get to the reason. Don't act like you pretend. Don't don't pretend like you care about what's going on with me in my life if you're just gonna like brush it over. Like, don't ask, because the next time I'm not gonna respond to you. Anyway, bye.